How we doing? Yeah, that'll get written down. Where'd they move it to?
It moved across the street to the LSE at Hilton up there.
Oh, it's across the street?
Center. No, then it fell full.
Sorry, what we got?
You got last year. You guys were known for the home run. This year, you're sort of flown in a lot of ways under the radar when it comes to the home run. You're happy to see such a.
I don't know where we compared to last year. Is it because everybody else is hitting more or less? I don't even look at it. It's about run production, but he made some. Fortunate Sanchez made some mistakes, and our guys are on him. Sometimes day game after night game, it's sometimes a few innings before you get untracked. But they made him pay for the mistakes he made. You knew the ball was going to be flying out of here today. And for our pitching staff only to give up one, that's pretty remarkable. Any pitching staff, I'm just saying, that's a tough gig in a day game here.
How do you critique a Baldo performance like that? It's only one run, there's 9 hits, a lot of guys on base, but then very
I never felt like, I know he had a lot of pitches he thought he should have got, but that seems always the case sometimes, but I didn't feel like, it kind of surprised me. I looked out there and saw 9 hits, and I thought he had pretty good stuff. I did. He's been carrying a good fastball for a long time. He's been able to get back in some counts with a well-located fastball instead of a centered fastball. He made a lot of 2-0 quality fastball strikes today. And I didn't think he was carrying, the split wasn't quite there like he was before, but pitching with that lead, going out there and hanging zeros up after we score was a good mentality for our club. How about the last play? I know Martinez is running. That's some play there. But the play where he didn't throw the ball to third with the lead instead of just took his time and threw the ball across the diamond. That's good to see.
Buck, you finish a nice homestand. How do you feel the team's playing now as you head out west?
Well, you have a good series against Kansas City, and then Detroit pops you a couple times, and it's a challenge to come back. It's a big win for us last night. I said that after the game coming in my office, and it's one of those, sometimes I'm wrong, sometimes I'm right. I felt good coming into today's game that, to get back and finish up, something like 5-2, but we got a tough road. Anaheim, once again, is probably the only team playing better than Kansas City before we played them. They're doing real well, and Seattle's making moves and playing well, and of course Oakland in that place is always, you never know what you're going to get.
Look, I know you seem to make a big deal of what's coming up next, and it's a 162-game season.
So we have to, because other stuff's behind us, right?
Right. But 10 games, Richard, a lot of teams struggle in the West. You guys have struggled in the West in the last few years.
Not always. Yeah. Last few years, I haven't
30
looked at it. I'm sure you're right.
6 seasons. So, given all that, how important is it to do well in these next 10 games?
So is the season over if we don't do well and on the West Coast? No. But we're gonna, our guys know what's at stake the rest of the season, and that road trip includes that.
It seems like this whole homestand, Manny's been, shooting balls to right field and using the middle of the field too. Is that the biggest difference as you look at how he's kind of turned things around offensively over this last?
Yeah, it's not like, believe me, he and Scott, they talk. If y'all could see the work in the film, it's just, he knows that. Sometimes, when you're in a good field, approaches are habit, and then when you get out of it a little bit, and as much as you try to do things, there's a lot of mechanical things that are hard to repeat, just like a pitcher's delivery. And believe me, there's a lot of times it may look like he's trying to pull the ball, but he's not. When you're where your bat angle and your bat head can't get where your body's taking you, it's hard. And as much as you try to slow down, and keep in mind these guys are throwing 96 miles an hour, then all of a sudden they're throwing 87-mile slider. It's not easy just to go out there. Hey, I'm just going to hit the ball to the right today. It's not that easy. Plus the pitchers know what you're trying to do for the most part too. Just like Scott says all the time. It's always a product of a good. There's a mental approach and there's a physical approach. When you get those two things going together, like Manny has right now, you get some good results.